if you're a CEO or a leader of a company which is about, let's say, 120 employees, right? And each employee has about 86 billion neurons in their brain. How many neurons are you missing? Okay, just think about that for a minute. I don't care how charismatic you are, I don't care how much leadership qualities you have or how much your return on investment of your company is, but if you're not putting together the talents of all these 120 employees in a sort of a workshop setting, you're missing out on something very crucial. This is what I call collective leadership. Let us hear what this means in terms of a workshop. Good morning, people. Welcome to the Insights Accelerated channel. This channel is about leadership, management, checking out trending articles on the web about these topics. There is an 18-module employee training playlist which I have created and summarized my entire 33 years of experience in the corporate world as an engineering management consultant. You can have a look at that. My opinion, you don't need anything more if you just master these 18 modules. No more training needed for you as an employee. Also, this content is best geared to be viewed on tablets and laptops because this is a landscape format and it's a teaching channel, okay? Also, there is the topic of critical thinking workshop, which I feel is very necessary, especially in India, to develop young leadership, to develop collective ways of problem solving in any company. So this is my channel. If you like it, please like, share, subscribe it, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your opinions below. And if you like the content, please consider donating to the channel in the link below in the description box. It'll help me make new content. It'll encourage me. All of us need encouragement, right? So enjoy the contents of the channel and I'll see you on the other side. So last time in critical thinking, we spoke about changing the function. Now let's take a look at changing the foundation. Is the critical thinking workshop changing anything in your company? If you're conducting one. If you're not conducting any critical thinking workshop in your company, I'm sorry to say you're missing out tens of hundreds of hidden talents which are already there in your company. That would be a very foolish thing to do. But anyway, foundation. How do we change the foundation? Let's quickly have a look. Okay, so we have the problem statement there. We have the 16 people who are of Myers-Briggs personality types, as we saw in the previous ones. You can have a look at the playlist if you don't know what I'm talking about. The problem statement is what the people in the workshop will focus on. There has to be a singular problem which 16 different types of personalities are focusing their energies on. That was the model. What does it lead to? How is this foundation being built? That's what we got to examine. And I share with you just 8 points to determine this today. Okay. First objective of this critical thinking workshop model that I am proposing is to derive distributed perspective. Let's analyze what this means. Distributed perspective to derive from other people, meaning if you have 16 distinct type of personalities around the table with one problem at hand, this workshop model is built in such a way that each one of the participants has to engage to give their perspective. So when you're analyzing and recording the findings of the meeting, if you're taking minutes of the meeting, so to speak, you derive a distributed perspective, not a singular perspective. We are past the days of a single leader, okay? We are now in a collective leadership kind of environment, 2023 onwards. So that's the first point, biggest point, to derive a distributed perspective. Number 2, to achieve value for every individual opinion. Each one of those 16 people around the table that you see over there has got an opinion. Everybody has opinion. Indians especially, they are highly opinionated people. So you have an opinion, fine. There is the opinion and there is a fact, fine. I haven't spoken about that, about opinion versus fact, another video. So if individual opinion is there, the question then becomes, how does it contribute in a positive way towards solving the institution or company's issues, the practical issues at hand, to achieve a value for that individual opinion? Meaning what? If an employee has an opinion on something, what the company is doing, they say, I don't think so. He's one of those 16 personalities, that person, that man or a woman. So they need to have themselves included in the participation of the company. This is one of the objectives. Everybody in the company should feel as if their opinion is counted, that they are just not there for your sad salaries that you're offering or some sad promotion that you're hanging as a carrot. Okay, their opinions are counted, their hearts are in the company. That's number 2. The objective of this workshop model is to achieve value for every individual opinion. Each individual in the company feels valued with their opinion. They have a right to the opinion. Their opinion may have a lot of credibility than you imagine as a leader. Number 3, formulate holistic conclusions for humans and the Earth collective. Big words. What do these mean? To formulate holistic conclusions. When you conclude something out of the meeting or out of this workshop, out of solving that problem statement, you have a number of conclusions because there are 16 different people and you'll have 40 different types of conclusions, 8 into 5 times. I have spoken about this in model if you want to see that. If you want to formulate holistic conclusions, which is working for a collective, that means not just for humans as one species, as if we are the only ones that exist on this planet, but we have to take into consideration the resources, the earth itself, the water and the power generation, and how you're going to transport, the logistics, but considering earth also, not just humans. Gone are the days where we can keep acting as we have been going on, as if we are the only people on this planet and everything belongs to us. Trust me, Earth won't last very long if that approach continues, and we are already seeing that with climate change issues. Number 4, unlock the collective leadership rather than individual charisma. This is an old energy where only one person who could talk his hat off or who is buttering up the CEO or the stakeholders will climb up to CEO post, where the guy doesn't have half a brain that you have as an employee. You all know this as an employee. So collective leadership means what? How to unlock collective leadership? Well, each one of those 16 types need to be present at the table in the workshop because we need each one of these people. Okay? That's the number 4. Collective leadership is not about an individual, it's about all of us. Okay? Each one of them brings a piece of the puzzle. Right? What's the next one? Number 5, exposing intuition and introversion as valid subsets of human personality, which are ignored and undervalued in our left-brained education and hence the problem-solving skills. Most critical thinking workshop model exists out there. Do not consider personality. Do not consider Myers-Briggs or any other personality model. They are just left-brained, one-sided thinking. Intuition and introversion are right-brained thinking. Intuitives are right-brained. Introversion people are right-brained. So out of the 150, 200 employees that you might be having in your company, let's say 40 or 50 of them are introverts and intuitives. Not necessarily both of them go together, but you know what I'm saying. You need to bring that to the table. Only this model, as a beginning point, by the way, addresses that issue. Okay? Bringing them as mainstream. Introverts are part of the society. So are introverts. Intuitive people and introverts are essential part of human being. Let me see how we are doing on the processing. Point number 6. Stimulating structured thought processes, the 5 C's that I spoke of in previous videos, in the workshop participants, meaning having a structured thought process. Conceptualizing, cognizing, comprehending, concluding, all the 5 C's that I mentioned in the previous one. You have to stimulate that kind of a structured thought process in each one of these people. People's thought process typically is very random and very personality based. In this workshop, we will bring about a structured way of the thinking. This will not only help them with their professional life, this will help them with their personal lives. How to go about thinking in a step-by-step manner. Only in a workshop setting can this be stimulated, can the neuroplasticity of their brains be exposed, and they will have epiphanies in the meeting, in the workshop. They will wake up with an aha, oh wow, I never thought of this like that. What about my personal life? Because the brain is the same, the human is the same. So they will take this in all aspects of their life. This critical thinking workshop kind of model will facilitate them changing as people and as society and as personal in their personal lives as well. Think about that. Number 7, breaking monopolistic biases, prejudices, and dogmatism. This is another big problem, right? So what happens in the, what do I mean by monopolistic biases? Means people start thinking, well, my opinion is all that counts. I am bigger than the other. You can see this kind of a polarization on YouTube in lots of channels. Each one is thinking, I am right, and depending upon who is more charismatic or who's more, vocal driven, that kind of a thing, or who has more prejudices, right wing, left wing, this kind of a polarization and dogmatism that it leads to. This meeting will break that. This kind of a workshop aims to break dogmatism in people and have them have a more lateral brain rather than a linear brain. Think about that. You're thinking in all sides. You're thinking 16 different ways. Last, number 8, unlocking the collective leadership rather than individual charisma and single leader. We are past the times now where there is to be a single leader can accomplish anything meaningful by himself or herself. We are seeing all kinds of leadership fail in all kinds of multi-billion-dollar multinational companies. Why is that? One day the guy is CEO, next day the person is fired. One day she is the hot shot, next day she is out on the street. This is simply because of the limitation of the human personality itself. Now, in the critical thinking workshop, we are trying to bring a perspective where we are trying to unlock a collective sense of a leadership, not individual one. Meaning, we are trying to unlock how each one is really a leader. How each one really works as a leader in their own personality, in their personal lives, in their workplace, by themselves. Only we are not bringing it to the attribute of problem solving. And we are trying to do that now. So this is how a new foundation is built in the critical thinking workshop that I'm proposing. If you're interested, get in touch with me. My LinkedIn profile is there. My email is there. Get in touch with me. Let's organize that workshop.